Shout out to all of those TikTok videos that talk about if you're walking in the woods in Appalachia and you hear something or you see something, no you didn't, because I think that just saved my life last night. Story time. Excuse the garage. I'm at my parents' place, and this is the only place my dog is allowed, who plays a crucial role in this story, by the way. He's a very, very good boy, and last night proved it. So, my parents don't live in Appalachia, but they do live in an area that's a little more secluded. It's still a suburb, but it's pressed up against these hills with lots of untouched wilderness, and coyotes are running through there all the time. It's just a little bit more rural. So I'm sitting in their backyard, which has this tall fence all the way around it, and the wilderness comes right up to that fence. I'm sitting there around the campfire. My dog is laying beside me. I got my laptop open and I'm writing my little stories. Suddenly, my dog lifts his head, stares straight ahead at the fire, doesn't even look around at the yard, stares straight ahead at the fire and starts to growl. All dog owners know that your dog has different types of barks and growls. This was his warning growl. This is the growl he does when there is danger coming and he's telling it to back away. So immediately I'm like, buddy, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? And then I hear a voice at the fence line. And it's not just any voice. It's the voice of a little girl. And it sounds like a creepy doll from a horror movie. It's got that kind of mechanical quality to it. And it's kind of muffled and garbled. I'm still getting the heebie-jeebies. And all it does is go, hello? Just like that. Just like that. Hi, just same tone and everything. Now, mind you, it's midnight. There are not going to be any little girls wandering the woods at midnight. So immediately, I was like, well, this is either someone who's gonna me, or it's something else. And what made me think it was something else was the fact that the voice said again, hello? Only this time it had moved, and it had gotten closer, and I'd heard no footsteps. It was just floating closer. And then, mind you, my dog is still growling this entire time. For the next 5 minutes, that voice is just circling the fence line, going, hello, hi, hello, hey. Just like that, creepy doll voice floating around the fence line. And then suddenly my dog stopped growling, and he put his head down and he went back to sleep, and the voice stopped. I thought, okay, cool, that was weird. And then all of a sudden he lifted his head back up again and started growling. And then the sound of a ticking clock came from the bush directly across from me. Again, heard no footsteps, heard no rustling. Just a ticking clock started in the middle of the night, in the middle of the woods. So don't know what that was. But if anyone wants to hop in the comments and let me know, that'd be great. Because I can't wait to go home today. And I don't see myself coming back here anytime soon. And a big shout out to my protector. Yes, big scary boy.
The lotion he was rubbing on her back was breaking down her skin for him to eat her. It was breaking down her skin for human consumption. Ladies, you have to trust your instinct. Trust your guts, okay? She is there for a reason. She is there to help you, and she could save your literal life. Now, let me tell y'all this story about this man. His name is Glenn Powell. So his sister, right? His sister's friend went on a date with this man, right? Everything was going great. She said he was charming, he was sweet, everything was everything. So she goes back to this man's house or whatever, right? But when she got to his house, she started feeling like, I don't know, something's a little off. And so whatever, she tried to push through. Trust your gut though, ladies. Trust that gut feeling. Anyway, so he like, oh, okay, everything is everything. Can I give you a massage? So again, she's still kind of feeling like, but she like, all right, maybe I'm tweaking out. So she lets him go ahead and give her a massage. He rubbing her down, but she just got this feeling. She cannot shake this fucking feeling, y'all. So she like, you know what? I gotta go. He like, oh no, what's the problem? I'm sorry. It could be better. Let's just make it better. Just stay. What's the problem? She like, no, I gotta go. And she dipped off out of there. Why the next day her back started to itch so fucking bad to the point that she had to go to the hospital. She gets to the hospital. Why did the doctor tell her she has the lotion he was rubbing on her back was breaking down her skin for him to eat her. It was breaking down her skin for human consumption. This man was gonna eat her. Like, not in a good way. Not in a good way. He was going to eat her. So whatever, the doctor was like, you got to give me this man's address. We got to call the police. We got to get the police over there because this is like black market. Like, this is like, no, this is not okay. So she gives them the information. Police get over there. Why he had other girls in the house? That I don't know if they was unalived already. I don't know if they was eaten already. I don't know if he had already ate them. I don't know if it was bits and pieces of them. But it was, and they didn't say exactly how many. They just said several. He has several other girls in the house. Ladies, trust your gut. And also, don't be going to these men's house. Don't go to these men's house on the first date. Y'all got to get the Carfax on these men. I done told y'all. Get the full Carfax on these men before y'all go doing anything with them. Y'all need to get their full names. Get their social if you can. Get phone numbers and addresses. And y'all need to do some searches, okay? She was almost eating. Good thing she was listening to that good.
If you want to sleep tonight, don't watch this video. Do you guys want to hear a scary story? Okay, so this is a story from when I used to babysit for an extremely haunted house. Two girls, the oldest one I call Luna, the youngest one I call Aura for protection of their identities. Since Christmas is coming up, I thought, why not tell this story? So basically, I babysat for many years for them, right? And they started doing Elf on a Shelf for a very long time. And so I thought, okay, when it first came around, it kind of freaked me out, and then I got used to it. So it was like the second year they started doing Elf on a Shelf. It was, honestly, I'm trying to think of what year this was, like 2013 or 2014. It was like when Elf on a Shelf got new and hyped. I don't, fact check me, look up what year, 13 or 14, something like that. Anyways, I remember I was babysitting, and obviously the Elf on a Shelf would move all the time because that's what the parents do. They move the Elf on a Shelf so their kids wake up and it's in a different place and the magic of Christmas, XYZ. So I remember one year I had babysat like 3 times since Elf on a Shelf had came out for the season. And the 4th time I was there to babysit, the mom was like, hey, by the way, thank you so much for changing the Elf on a Shelf for us. And I thought, huh? Because I those have always freaked me out, guys, and I never have touched Elf on a Shelf. So I remember being like, oh, fuck, okay, I don't, that wasn't me. So anyways, I was like, no, that wasn't me. Like, I have not touched the Elf on a Shelf. And she's like, oh, you're so funny. I'm like, no, I haven't. And another story, me and her get not a tiff, but basically she's like, why can't you just tell me you moved it? And I was like, because I have not moved it. And she was like, oh, well, it's on the nights that you're here that I'll put it in a position, like, and it'll be different the next day. I'm like, okay, I don't know, you know? So the same day, the kid's mom and I have that conversation. The kids go to bed. Everything seems smooth sailing. And the Elf on the Shelf that day, I remember, was on, like, tabletop. Sorry, my light died. But anyways, it was on, like, a top, I don't know what the word is. You know how, like, cabinets have room above them that are, like, tall cabinets? They had put it there, or mom had put it there. And that's where it was. Like, the kids hadn't even noticed it that day. That's where it was when mom went to work. So anyways, kids are in bed. Everything is going smoothly. I'm like, oh, great, a day of peace, because that's so rare here. And I start hearing noises behind me, slowly, steadily, but keep in mind I'm also used to it at this point. So I'm trying not to acknowledge anything. So I don't turn around. I don't feed into it. I'm just watching TV in the living room, trying to mind my own business. And then I get thirsty. So I go to the fridge and I went to get like a drink. I'm pretty sure it was a glass of water or like a Gatorade or something. And when I go into the kitchen, which is like on that top, keep in mind, like kitchen, countertop, or table, whatever it's called, top of the cabinets, Elf on a Shelf. I go in the kitchen and I see Elf on a Shelf is gone. It's not where it has been for the past 4 hours. And I know it was not the kids because where I was sitting in the living room is the hallway that leads to their bedroom. So if any of the girls even want to try to sneak out, like, I would have seen it, peripheral vision, whatever. And so I'm just like, there's no way. Me with self-doubt. There's no way right now that Pete, the demon that haunted their house, is moving the damn elf on a shelf. Sorry, my cat. You know what? I'm just gonna whatever it. My mental health. The demon moved the elf on a shelf. I'm gonna mind my own business still. I go back and I watch TV. Sorry, it's my cat still, by the way. The girls are doing good. They're sleeping. I'm going back to watching TV. I start hearing noises from the pantry in the kitchen. And it was one of those pantries that's like longer. You know what I mean? Like an upgraded pantry to where it's like a little mini hallway almost. And it's a big pantry. I don't investigate. I choose peace. And then the noises start getting louder to where I can't ignore them. It literally sounds like, for example, over and over. Like things are falling off the shelf in the pantry. So I build up the courage and I walk into the pantry, and in the very corner of the pantry, I see elf on a shelf. Elf on a shelf is in the pantry. I, on everything, did not touch elf on a shelf. The kids, hypothetically, right? Okay, let's play the situation. They snuck out and were trying to mess with me. They could not reach how high this elf on a shelf was, and I am home by myself. And after that, I remember when Dad came home first, because they had both very opposing schedules, and they worked very demanding hours, so it was kind of through the night or through the morning sometimes. Dad comes home, and I don't mention a word about it, right? The next time I come back to babysit is like 7 days later, and it's Mom again, and she was like, oh, you're so funny, like, you've influenced the girls. I'm sure you're in on the prank. Like, the girls think that, you know, they're moving around elf on a shelf, and I'm sure you are too, and it's so funny because you're all in on it together. I guess every night since I had left that night, elf on a shelf had moved on its own. I don't know the science behind that.
Can we show them the older homestead?
Yeah, let's go. As you know?
No, it's not. No, it's not. Was that you?
Yeah, that's on either side.
It went to both.
Yeah.
Story at the time I had a scary dream. What was it? It was Halloween night and my family decided to go trick-or-treating. But I felt like I was too old to go, so I stayed home. I'm grown as fuck. I don't want to be outside picking in nobody fucking candy. And I got a lot of siblings, so I usually trap myself in my room. But as they were all getting ready to leave, I went in that living room and got comfortable. Are you 100% positive you're not coming? I'm good. Y'all, go have fun. I see you when you get home. Okay? We're gonna see when we get back. Now, the way our house is set up, the front door is next to the dining room. The living room is straight and around the corner. So from the living room, you can't see anybody leave nor come in. I heard the door shut, so I assumed everybody left. Right? We've been living in this house for quite a while, and there are always noises going on. Whether that be the floor creaking, a door opening, there are always noises. They're like background noise. I ain't scared of no ghosts. But then... Yeah, so how was your day today? I was bluffing, so I'm trying to make small talk. You looking at me like, what the fuck are you talking about? He ain't coming here for nothing. My stomach is in my ass. I'm nervous. Tiptoeing to him. Don't stop lying. He snatched me up and kissed him. It's the front of the sanctuary. How's the TV? Maybe I forgot to turn it off when I walked out. But here's the thing about me. When we moved in, my TV hit a wall and broke. And since I don't watch it, I haven't really thought to fix it. I just haven't cared about the TV. It's been collecting dust. So how is the TV on? Who turned it on? Didn't everybody leave? Ma? Ma?
Yes, sweetie.
I didn't know you were still here. I thought you had left. Where you at? That's weird as fuck. Maybe as soon as she answered, she left. She might have forgot something and was in a rush. I'll go back into my room, and to keep the TV from turning on again, I unplug it. It shouldn't turn back on if I unplug it, right? I'll go back into the living room and I'll sit on the couch, continue scrolling through TikTok. She wanted to go to. But she asked, where's that coming from? She asked me, I said no, but then she got my ass. You know that one little nigga you like? Mom, I just had the scariest dream. You can have my mess.
You finally woke. Tell me all about it, sweetie.
It was Halloween. Y'all went out. There was some thing in the house.
Oh my. How unfortunate that happened to you, sweetie. Come over. Let's talk about it.
Why do you sound like that?
Sound like what? What?
Am I still dreaming? I must be. This can't be real. I go into her room and I lock the door and I shut the closet. While I'm in the closet, I keep hearing noises.
Honey, why are you hiding from me? I'm your mother, silly.
Somebody just opened her room door. I'm scared as fuck.
Please, please, come out. Come out.
And as I hear them inching closer towards the closet, they... Sweetie pie, where you at? Where the fuck she at here? I told you we should have brought her with us. She done snuck off. Where she at? Is that really you? Yeah, it's really me. What's wrong? Where you at? Oh, shit. You can't be jumping out on me like that. What's wrong? Slow down. There's something wrong with mommy. What do you mean? What do you mean there's something wrong with mommy? That's not mommy. What? She didn't leave with y'all. She stayed here with me. And there's something wrong with her. No, she didn't. She came with us. She right here. Hey, sweetie, I told you she came. Whoa. Talk to us. You scaring us. What is wrong? If you were with them, who was in the house? I tell them everything. And of course, they don't believe me. They said I'm going crazy. My dad said it might have been somebody playing a Halloween prank. My mom said I might be hallucinating because I haven't slept. But I know I'm not crazy. I know what I saw. And I know what happened in this house.
Have you ever lost something? You search high, you search low, and you can't find it. And then suddenly it reappears. Or you've been invited somewhere and you had a wonderful time or an awful time. And then for the life of you, you just can't find the place again. Someone reminded me about a story that I told long ago. And I said to myself, you know what, why not? Let's just tell it again. Just tell it again. It's called this guy Gary. He was on MySpace, where he was sharing his music with other users on the platform, and they were sharing their work with him. Came across this particular guy that was sharing some awesome, mind-blowing music that he has just never heard before. He was intrigued, so he started to chat to this one person. After a while, the person was just like, do you want to come to my house? You can burn more music. Yeah, those were the days when they were burning music. Long time. Sure, I'll come. I sent his information to him, went straight on MapQuest, and he printed off the directions. Yeah, MapQuest, so long time, early 2000s. The next day he went to work and he was just so geeked out. He's a producer, he's a music person, the person is a music person, is somebody of his own ilk. After work now, jump in his car, following directions, going to his new friend's house to burn music and chat about music. When he approached the neighborhood, he realized that this is an affluent place, pure rich people. So himself to get even more excited. So him rich, him have money. Okay, cool. He said when he got to the house, he started to go up the driveway. So it's a long driveway, like straight out of the movies. So he got excited. Up in front of the house, a butler came out to greet him. Butler, big house. First butler. The guy came, the guy greeted him. Hey Gary, I'm such and such. Welcome to my home. Would you like something to drink? You want something to eat? Make him feel at home. Him say, well, the guy never treat him no way. Though him drive up here in him like a jalopy, the guy never make him feel bad about his situation. I said, wait in the study for me. I'll be there soon. Study, all fancy. Went in the study, sat down closer to the computer because that's where they'll be burning music. Had something to eat, started to chat. But he said he noticed something peculiar. Whenever the guy would talk about the artists of the music long ago, he would always talk like, first-hand account, like he was actually there. He actually knew these people, the artists. This is strange because this is a very, very young youth. So how could he be telling me the story like him was there way back in a 18-something, 17-something, talking about different genres of music, its origins, the different artists, and how things passed down. And he's like, he never hear about none of them people here before. No, it was strange, but it was exciting. After a while, chatting, burning music, learning the history, it started to get late. So he said to the guy, I need to go to use the restroom before I leave. Sure, no problem. Down the hall to the left. Went in the bathroom. He saw this big book on the counter, but it was quite huge, old, and like tattered. When he looked on the front, it said the history of our family. He's like, oh cool, I guess this is like a photo album. He opened it, saw a picture of the guy and what seems to be like mother and father. Skip look like grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents. I'm saying, oh, this is so cool. I'm saying, after a while, the pictures turned into paintings and then drawings. Humans didn't look quite human. And I look half human, half something else that he could not describe. So he started to get a little weirded out. What's going on here? But he kept looking. So when you fast, he skipped right to the back quickly. And he saw this creature standing by himself. And under it was marked the original. Just don't know what it is, but it was enough to frighten him. The guy was at the door. Gary, are you okay? Are you okay, Gary? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm coming out. Gary with him foo self when him come out. Yeah, man, dude, that book that book is an awesome book with all the pictures and everything. That I was just like, and serious. No man. Where did you get a book like that? I was just like, you know what? It's getting late now. You have to leave. So the next time you come, I'll be sure to tell you where you can get a book like that. But you gotta go now. Gary found it a little abrupt and rude, but yeah, it was late. On his way home, he was thinking how awesome that he got all this information, got so much music, of CDs, and he just can't wait to get home to tell his brother. Cause them days, no cell phone. He didn't have a cell phone. So when he got home, he started to tell his brother about this awesome person that he met and all the music they were listening to and all the information. And his brother was like, I want to burn some music myself. I want to learn too. And of course, I want to go for this big house, this big rich house. All right, cool. We got tomorrow. He tried to call the guy the next day from work and he noticed that the phone was disconnected. He found it strange, but was still determined that him and his brother gonna go up to his new friend's house. Can't get the man on the phone, but him gonna still go to the man's house. Brighty, he picked up his brother after work and went up to the house. So they're following the instructions on the map, trying to find it again. Approaching neighborhood, the brother is like, wow, you serious, my big brother? Yes, sir. I said, set up. I told you. Driving. When him get now to the lot, and there was no house. There was no house. His brother was like, I knew it. It was a prank. You two lie. And it was too good to be true. Oh, I was just here last night. It's the truth. The house was here. The butler was here. The guy came. He greeted me. We burned the music. Him tell me everything. No, yeah, get mad. If you really believe that, you are go crazy. I am telling you where to get all the music from and all the information and everything. Looking at him like, oh man, Gary, I'm mad out. I said, no, I am telling you. The house just disappeared to thin air. Into thin air. But I tell you what, he couldn't find the place because he was no longer invited.
Y'all, let me tell y'all what happened to me and him. So I'm out here I'm taking Black to potty and do the potty spot. Like my light bar, look at that. Oh, okay. But anyway, so we out there, and y'all know I don't do that scary stuff. So we out there, and Black, he like this. And I'm like, what are you looking at? So usually Black just be looking at stuff. You know, he just be looking at stuff. So anyway, I hear something. It goes, whoosh, and I'm, what? Like, Black did that too. He's like, what? So then I hear it start running. And it's like it's coming at us. And so it was coming. So I took off. Gone. And Black, I don't know what you doing, but he wasn't running. And I done tripped over his leash. So now, and he's running now. And then my foot's caught in the leash. So I can't get up. And I think you did it on purpose. That's what I think. Why are you laughing? I know you laughing at me. Because I know you know what. I couldn't even get up because he was pulling on the leash and my leg was going this way. I'm trying to get up and the possum coming at me. And why didn't you get the possum? I thought that was what you supposed to do. I thought that's your breed. I'm going to remember this. Don't worry. I'm going to remember this.
My mom survived a serial killer, and this is her story. Okay, so my mom was attending college, and she was walking out of the library when a very handsome man with a beard approached her. It was raining really hard, and he complimented her cute polka-dotted umbrella. Anyways, they strike up a conversation, and he mentions that because he's a photography student, he notices things like cute umbrellas, he's got an eye for it. But the university my mom is going to, they had a dress code, and beards were not allowed for students to have at that time. And so she had a little red flag like, if he's a student here, how does he have a beard? So the conversation's winding down and he offers to hold her umbrella and walk her to her car because her hands were full of books. She says that she really didn't want him to walk her, like she just had this weird feeling, but felt awkward saying no, so she said yes. As she starts approaching her car, she said that her stomach started getting the butterflies, and it's like she just knew not to go to her car. And I think it's worth mentioning, pausing the story right here, because I work for a nutrition company and I learned that your gut has 500 million neurons and your brain has 1 billion or 100 billion. I don't remember. Okay, I just looked it up. 100 billion neurons are in your brain, 500 million are in your gut. And that's why they call your gut your second brain, because they are totally connected. So if you have a gut feeling, you have to listen to it. So they're walking in the parking lot and he's asking, okay, so which car is yours? Which direction do we walk? And my mom just can't take that feeling in her stomach anymore. She goes, oh shoot, you know what? I just remembered I have to meet up with a friend. No need to walk me to my car anymore. I actually have to go back to the building. She then says that he acted a little bit annoyed, but he smiled and asked if he could call her later. That because it's close to finals week, he had one final project where he needed to photograph somebody and thought that she would be perfect and that he would love to connect with her. Now, my cutie mama is the biggest people pleaser you will ever meet in your entire life. Maybe that's where I get it from. And she couldn't say no. But instead, she decided to come up with like a loop around where I just moved into my new apartment, so I don't remember the new phone number. But if you can look up my parents in the phone book, you can call them and then we can connect. Now, my grandma and grandpa have very unoriginal names. There's at least 10 people with the same names in the phone book. So she figured, one, he's probably not going to spend the time looking in the phone book, and two, he's not going to figure out like which number is theirs. So my mom scurries off and thinks that she's avoided some weirdo, but didn't really think much of it until later that night.
In 2019, my little sister went on an overnight field trip. While on this field trip, she starts telling everyone there is a gas leak and they need to evacuate immediately. What does her teacher do? Ignores it. What does my sister do? She goes over to a bench, takes a tube of sunscreen, and starts squeezing it all over her entire face. Her teacher decides it's time to take her to the emergency room. They say she's dehydrated and send her home. On the way home, my sister calls me and tells me she's been talking to my dad all day. My dad died in 2015. I live in a different state. All I can do is tell my mom I'm concerned and hope she does something. Later that night, my mom wakes up to the sounds of my sister pulling everything out of our hall closet. She's trying to get to the back. My mom says, Rhea, what are you looking for? And she looks at my mom and says, I'm looking for Rhea. What does my mom say? Rhea, go back to bed. The next morning, my sister has a dentist appointment and she urinates in the chair. Now my mom takes her to the emergency room. By the time my sister has gone to the emergency room, she has completely forgotten who she is. She keeps repeating, you need to let Rhea out of her room. She is stuck in her room. You need to let her out.
What the fuck was that? Bro,
What's going on around you?
I don't know. I'm frozen. I am frozen.
Did the window
Sean.
break?
Absolutely. This is the long-awaited mermaid encounter. Grab your snacks, grab your popcorn, because this one's a good one. So this story was told to me by my uncle, so that would make him a direct descendant of all of this. Keep in mind that my uncle is my father's half-brother. They share the same dad, but do not have the same mother. So this would have happened to my uncle's great-great-grandmother. We'll call her Mary. So Mary would often go to this body of water to fetch water. And mind you, she would go often and nothing would ever happen up until this one time. So Mary went as regular, put her bucket down and starts filling it up until she starts to hear singing and sirens. But this is broad daylight, so where is this coming from? So Mary starts to look around, just trying to figure out where the singing is coming from. Then the singing just kind of intensifies. So really, now at this point, she kind of like gets this feeling in her body that she has to go towards the singing. So Mary drops the bucket, gets in the water, and just starts swimming away. Just, I guess, trying to get closer and closer to the beautiful melody that she was hearing. So when she finally gets to a point, she stops and she looks back and realizes she is quite literally almost in the middle of this body of water. So as Mary realizes that and wants to So as Mary realizes that she is dead in the middle of this body of water, she starts to realize, okay, well, maybe I should make my way back to shore. So as Mary starts swimming and making her way back to where her bucket was, she suddenly feels something grab her feet suddenly and yank her underneath the water. So within everything happening in fast motion, Mary would freak out. Mary would freak out and just starts to fight whatever it was around her. Keep in mind, Mary wasn't fighting one creature off of her. She was actually fighting multiple creatures off of her. And Mary recalls, as she's fighting for her life, it is as though these creatures are communicating with her telepathically, because she can almost hear them tell her, calm down, relax, stop fighting. It's going to be okay. That Mary realizes that within all of this tussle, that somehow she was still able to breathe. So some way, somehow, Mary was able to calm herself down and look around her and seeing that she was actually surrounded by 4 sea creatures. And these sea creatures, when Mary would come back to talk about her experiences, she described them as being half human and half fish. So after Mary calms down, they communicate to her that it is her time. She has a job to do, she has work to complete, so it's time to get started on her training. Mary, being extremely confused, would try to run away because this is wild. To which she would describe them swimming much faster than her because they caught up to her the second she even thought about running away. They would grab her and told her that she can no longer run away from her responsibilities. If she does not come and fulfill her duties, she is going to live a very, very difficult life. To which Mary would allow these creatures to take her. Now, if you guys want the full story about where Mary went, what she saw in that time, and what it was like down under for her, then you guys need to head over to my YouTube channel because the full story is already on YouTube. So no need to like for part 2, though you do need to interact with this video. Go ahead and go to my YouTube channel because the full story is there. My first YouTube video. Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. I freaking appreciate you, abducted aliens. You guys got my YouTube channel to like 550 something subscribers so fast. And I just love you guys. And pray for me to go to St. Lucia. Thanks.